All right, let's call it to order. Where's my agenda?
Roll call.
I printed everything else up, it didn't print the agenda.
I couldn't get the agenda to print.
I'll get it here in a second. Come on, Patrick. What, you got one? I can go through.
Call to order and then roll call.
Yeah. All right, let's start with the call order, please.
Carolyn Ferguson here.
All righty, Darrell Prowse here, Patrick Willis here.
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Approval of the minute of the agenda.
Get it. Approval of the meeting agenda. Yeah, I get a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
I think this is the best meeting agenda I've seen all day, and I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
All right.
What's one today? Best one.
All right, next up, approval of minutes, take a minute, pun intended.
Yeah.
You read through the minutes.
I read through them. I think they're great.
I did read through them actually earlier. I'm good too.
I did too. I'm good.
Did a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. Can I
I
do
read
that?
'em.
Yeah. All right, I'll second it. Okay. All right, next up, public communication, 3 minutes. We'll do this as well at the end of the meeting, towards the end. The radio board is providing opportunities for public comments by submitting written comments to the city clerk's office via email no later than 9 o'clock. Huh. Anyway, we'll start some public communications. We'll start with anybody in the room. Does anybody in the room have anything to say? No. And online, who we have? Marty, do you have any public communication? No? Don, do you have anything public to say at this point?
Nothing this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Don. Thank you. Jane, do you have anything this morning?
Nothing this morning other than good morning all.
Great, thanks for joining. All righty, next up, reports, chair's report.
Patrick, real quick,
Oh, yes, sir.
will there be an opportunity for one of you guys to like invite me to share some information, or should I go ahead and do it under the?
I have you on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have you under the new tower and old business.
Okay,
Sorry, it doesn't
thank
have your
you.
name on there, but that's where I'll have you do your thing.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Marty. Chair's report for myself, actually I have that, and also the board member report. For as far as the chair side, really just to say we do have the 2 positions open, so we need to find and get those filled, hopefully. I'm sure they'll mention again to the public at the council meeting tonight. I did not speak at the last meeting because we'll talk about that coming up in the old business. So I really don't have anything to add besides just that we need to get those 2 positions filled. So station report, we'll go on to Butch.
Okay, thanks to Marty, we replaced this at the in-quarter codex encoder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah, got rid of that weird noise that kept
Oh,
coming
thank
through
you.
all the time.
Yes.
So that's been done. We also replaced the outdoor antenna for the on-air on our console. So, before you hit the on-air to hear if we're going to the air.
Yeah, so it sounds better now.
Yeah, now we got a new antenna we put up. It sounds a lot better. So it's
That's
clear.
clear.
We got a new volunteer that just turned in an application. I turned into HR this morning. So we'll see how that goes. We didn't do the command center at the 4th of July. Chief Ritter changed his mind. And then since they had redirected all the traffic, they didn't really need us up there to direct traffic over the radio, I guess. So
Yeah.
we instead we attended in the beer garden for 5 hours
Good.
at the first thing they had going at the convention center for 4th of July. That went pretty successful. I think they're going to be doing that every year. In fact, they want to expand it to almost like a 3-day festival. They're talking about doing it over the 4th. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
We got 2 events coming up. We're almost back to back. We got Hog Wild that's coming up the end of the month, next weekend. And then we have National Night Out, which is but a week after that one or 2 weeks. So it's the 5th of August. So it's 10 days later, basically. Well, it's the 25th, 26th, 27th.
Yeah, that's right, 31 day, right.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Great, thank you, Butch. Next up, technology report by, actually, sorry there, Marty. I guess we do still have you on here to do as our volunteer on the technology side. Do you have any, what else do you have you in, old business for the tower? So I don't know if you have
Okay.
anything separately to talk about besides the tower report on the new tower.
Sure. Okay. Nothing terribly significant. There's still a lot of uncertainty at the commission with the administration's changes within the FCC itself, the commissioner change, and I believe another one of the individuals who had been on the FCC commission had let their term expire, and so I believe there's may still be at least one opening. They barely have enough people on board to actually carry out some of their votes at the commission. But anyway, that's political stuff that's being resolved by the parties that are involved. There is it just came out yesterday that administration has asked for a thorough review and with an eye on updating the emergency alert system because it has not been updated for almost 30 years as far as how the system works and all of that. So the day-to-day routine or periodic testing, that's going to continue until they figure out what is going on with that. The other aspect is the WEA, that's the wireless emergency alert system that activates your phone. That hasn't been reviewed for about 10 years already. So the commission has recommended that those two be blended even more closely and then give them a really good review to see what is the most effective combination to be able to get messages out in a lot of different emergency situations. And of course, the biggest challenge with the WEA, the one that activates your cell phone, is if you're somewhere where you're not going to be able to get a cell phone signal, that is going to fall apart. So that's hence the fallback now to broadcast and other features such as National Weather Service, and those are all under review also. So there's a lot of reevaluation and hopefully some positive energy putting into not only improving the emergency alert system, but figuring out how the funding is going to occur so that common people can have emergency alerting even when there's no cell phone service. And so there's a lot to be discussed, but that's underway. And I think that wraps from the technical side.
Great, thanks, Marty. Next up, council liaison report with Richard. You're muted, Richard.
Unmute.
I have nothing to report.
There you go. That was it?
That's it.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Shortest meeting in history.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Back to board member report here. Daryl.
I have actually nothing to report this week. We're still simulcasting KOSW overnight, midday and the morning shows, and we have a new look on the TV station, and we're pulling it off the internet. So we're taking the internet stream to do the simulcast now, as opposed to the receiver that was up there. So I'm not sure if that's a wise move or not, because the internet seems to go down a lot here in town.
Well, we've been having issues with host pop-up. And we were still streaming, but we weren't streaming through our website. And so it's been off and on. So
I don't get it through the website. Marty gave me the direct links or whatever that.
okay, then you're okay, because if you're trying to take it off the website stream, it was off and on for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm getting the direct stream, I think.
Right.
And that's pretty much all I've got.
Great, thanks, Daryl. Marilyn.
Nothing.
For myself, I really don't have anything to add. I'm just when we get to the new business problem. So I'm good. Let's get to old business then. Back to Marty on the new tower. What'd you find out the last month or so since last time?
Well, there has been a lot of activity, in fact.
Oh, that's good.
I had a meeting with Mayor Eldewin and Scott Anderson and a couple of other folks regarding some city tower improvements for future replacement of the existing tower there. But our discussions also went over to the whole idea of what about the viability of the vertical bridge slash Quest Tower that's right there by the IGA. And so thankfully, I got a nod from Butch that that the North Beach Independent Media would fund I think it was about $280 or so, for a study to be done by our consultant up in Seattle. And so I had called, that was, I think, on Sunday or Monday when Butch and I had spoken about it. On Monday, I got a hold of the engineer in Seattle and said, "Hey, could you take a look?" And he goes, "Well, I'll take a quick look at it." So we got a preliminary response that said that yes, we could run a 900 watts from the top of the tower that's right there by the IGA. Was there a question?
No, I'm just getting one. Go ahead,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
So we could run 900 watts from up there, and he produced a coverage map that shows that it fully covers ocean shores nicely. And of course, we lose coverage way up to the north, and we'll lose some coverage way down to the south a little bit, just because we're not up at a higher elevation anymore if we do move to that site. And so I talked with Frank, Mayor Eldwin, and Scott at this meeting, and I said, here is a coverage map. And based on the discussions I've had, a new rent figure would be significantly lower than the present situation up at American Tower. And so we should really give a serious look at this. And there's another factor that we wanted to include, and that is that there is a little it's a religious station. We don't even know if they're actually on the air yet, but they actually have a construction permit for downtown Aberdeen, and it is a station that is, let's see, 88. I think it's around 88.5. So I don't think it's on the air yet, but it was one of those applications that was kind of like, let's see if we can get the license or get a permit and then do something with it, possibly move to a better site because it was very limited coverage from downtown Aberdeen. Well, their permit actually is slated to expire in just a few more days from now. So what we wanted to do from the engineering side to make sure that KOSW would have the best opportunity for relocation options would be to file an application specifying the site right there by the IGA, and that would preclude that station over in Aberdeen from potentially upgrading in any way that would limit the ability of KOSW to have movement. So in hearing that, and in looking at the coverage predictions that were presented,
Right, the good part.
I know, it's like a good movie. Oh, Marty. I'm gonna be camping. Yours is getting long, look at it.
of KOSW to move sometime in the future. And because we know eventually the site lease is going to evaporate one way or another up at the American Tower site, and we need to have something that will still suffice for adequately covering ocean shores. So bottom line is, this meeting on Tuesday, after the meeting, I called our consultant and said, "Hey, could you tee up a construction permit application?" And he goes, "I'm already working on it for you." He goes, "I figured." So on Wednesday,
Oh.
You just have to tell him he has to go back to Wednesday.
I know.
Yeah.
We're missing here.
Back to Wednesday.
We're just 30 seconds behind now or what? Cause it usually goes, it gets all caught up.
Yeah.
Give me a couple more seconds here.
I can share. I'm not sure what happens on my screen if I
Give me a
try to
second.
share.
Hey, let's go back to Wednesday, Marty.
Marty, can you hear us? Are you live with us?
Yes,
Okay, you
I
just
can hear
blocked
you.
out for about 20 seconds and you did it earlier as well. What happened on Wednesday, you said, after he was
Oh.
teeing up the something, then you froze. Can you repeat that? Back to
Okay,
like
yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, on Wednesday. So Tuesday we had the meeting. I had the meeting with the mayor and with Scott. And on Wednesday, the 16th, we had an application ready to go, and we went ahead and filed it at the FCC. So it has now been accepted at the FCC and is pending final review. But I would expect it's a very clean application that it will probably be granted. I don't know, in the next week or so. But the important thing is that it forestalls any infringement on the opportunity to move KOSW by having it on file. So that's kind of where we are right now on that. Are you able to see that screen coverage shot?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have it.
Okay, so you
So
can
you're
see.
saying we're basically filing to have this tower is what I'm hearing? It's filed. It's filed?
Could you repeat that again, Patrick?
Are you basically saying that we filed then to have this tower move
Yes,
forward?
we
Is that-
have.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So whether it ever actually comes to be, it doesn't matter at this moment. Once we get a construction permit, we'll have about 3 years to actually either use it, modify it, or abandon it. And so we'll see where it goes.
Good news.
See,
Yeah.
Marty, what's the red line?
Oh, the red line, that's that interference curve that comes from the station all the way over in Chehalis Centralia. And the key to that is anywhere inside that black circle, which is the KOSW FCC contour, it cannot cross that red line on land. It's okay if it crosses it over water. And there are two, yeah.
That's perfect.
Any more talks with the actual people that own the space? I mean, are they, I guess, did you talking more about a possible rent amount or anything like that? I mean, it's still 2 thumbs up. Is that your thought? You might be frozen
Little
again.
thing that looks like a worm on the picture. But we've explained that away, that it's not buildable and things like that. And same thing over at the headland, over straight to the east edge of the contour for KOSW. There are, I can try to zoom in there a little bit. Yeah, let me see if I can move this. Okay, there. Wait a sec.
Bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of a kick. Oh, right there. Let me move this one over. There we go. So there, that headland area right there in blue, that was identified as it's simply rocks. So it's not a place where anybody's going to build a house or anything. And so the FCC considers that a fully compliant type of application. And we argued similarly in the existing one regarding the overlap being all over water. And it's completely appropriate to do that kind of a demonstrated filing and then just explain it away that since it's all over water, there's no occupancy matters, because that's all the commission cares is there a residence somewhere out in that area, but we're in the clear.
Good.
So I have a question for Nicole. I can't see the screen that Marty's sharing. Do you have any clue, Nicole, why I cannot?
No,
Okay,
in your, up at the top bar where it says view, do you have, options? Can you click that?
It's a speaker gallery and multi-speaker and hide self view. So, and show meeting timers. So I'm wondering how come everybody in the room can see Marty's screen and I can't. It's not a big deal.
Richard, I'll email you a copy of the map.
Thank you.
So bottom line is, we're in a pretty good position if there's an opportunity and a desire to actually get out of the existing lease and that the powers that be feel that that is worth the effort to get out of. Once this one is granted and we have a solid lease figure with the landlord there at the Quest/Vertical Bridge site at the IGA, we can build this thing and get away from the whole situation up north. Fortunately, there is still a significant amount of signal that makes it up into the Seabrook area. But there definitely is going to be a fall off of coverage north of there, and certainly along the shoreline will be negatively impacted. But since that's not inside the city limits, and we were instructed by the city council that the focus was to be any improvements or situations of interest are specifically within the city. And this obviously covers the entire city, no problem at all, no questions at all. So.
About Westport.
Westport, yeah. Well, Westport's still good. Certainly, we'll have a nice signal down through Westport. South, though, along Grayland, it's going to become a little bit sketchier because there's actually a little bit of terrain in that from Westport that causes this kind of a graying zone down in Grayland, oddly enough.
It looks like we're not getting into Westport there. The dark circle's barely touching it.
Well, but that's the FCC contour. That is like a protected signal contour. It doesn't mean that we won't have a significant level. We'll have a very nice hot signal, very clean in Westport.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah.
So the potential, the landlord, the Quest and what are they called, Vertical Bridge, are they still, I mean, good feeling from them? Have you talked to them lately about a possible new lease? I mean, any red flags to be aware of?
Yeah, personally, I think it might be a little premature to, well, we want to make sure that we have a construction permit in hand that makes it viable for us for sure,
Okay. Gotcha.
Which should be forthcoming very quickly here.
Cool.
How long do they have to wait after the birds move off the top of the tower?
He's froze.
Oh,
Depending on the ability to get out of that existing agreement, it may or may not benefit the situation. Oh, it says my internet is unstable. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
We have you, but I don't know if you're live.
I don't think it's.
And you're
He's
frozen.
gone. He's gone.
All right. Well, we got the gist of it, I think. Let's give him a second here.
Regarding the birds, they have to be not nesting and the babies have to be gone. So it's an
Okay.
We'll
empty
try-
nesting.
And then they
Oh,
remove the nest? Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Were there any other questions? My screen froze on this end again.
No, we're good.
I think we're good, Marty. You have anything else to add?
Okay, great. Well, I'll send Richard that map and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barney.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bail out. Okay, adios.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else anybody want to add to the new tower agenda or item?
I should probably mention that she'd asked about the bird situation, and my experience at Boeing with eagles is that the eagles have to be gone. There are no longer any eggs in there, and the babies have flown away. And the eagles aren't mating, so they're not kind of going to use the nest right away. So it's that in-between time that you can rip it out.
Somebody's gonna have to climb the tower to get it.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Now,
Which
that'll
fall years?
probably happen in the fall, I would imagine. So
Okay.
at the soonest. So, okay. All right. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Marty.
Have anything else to add to that? Alrighty. Next up,
I have a question.
yes, sir.
How come, I've been asked this before, why wasn't this tower looked at the first go around? Or was it?
Marty just left.
Yeah, I know.
That's before my time.
Yeah, do you know why? What's my guess?
Was it being used still?
No, there was something to do with the coverage area at the time, I think it was.
It seems to me that they talked to them and the phone company didn't want to do it,
Something, there was something about it.
but it was looked at.
It
And
was looked at. It's also looked at a tower that was down at the south end of the town too, but
Okay.
Anything else? All right, next up, we got pay to pray, so about possibly having churches.
Pay to pray.
Well, I just put as a slug line. I don't mean any disrespect by that, but I guess we might want to change that. My apologies. Essentially what it is almost, but. Nothing's happened since last meeting. I was going to talk at the city council, but then I had last minute kind of, thought on that. And then looking at, the whole idea is to bring in extra income to the city. And then after looking at the financials and seeing where we're at, I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. So I'm up in the air with it, honestly. I'm just being honest with you. So, because I was kind of hesitant at first about even doing it, and then I'm like, all right, well, if we do, we need to go. I don't want to do anything until we ask for public comment, and get some of that feedback. And I kind of got the impression, oh, you don't really need that in the last meeting. And I disagree with that. I think we do. And so, and I haven't got the email from Frank yet. And I was going to say that, yeah, I talked to city council, we're going to go on this side. I would like to have that in writing, honestly. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think, when we look at the financials of here, it's really worth it. You might have some other thoughts on that. So, but if we are, I'll go to city council, make a public comment and say we're something we're thinking of doing. Just like I've always said, and then we'll get that feedback. And there might be a lot of it. Like I said, it'll be the 80-20 rule, just a few people make a lot more noise. That always is in this life, it seems like, but still, I think it's our.
man, I think they're waiting on legal right now.
What's
I
that?
think they're all waiting on legal right now.
Not, well, Frank told me, on the phone, he said,
Did
well.
you already talk to
Yeah,
legal?
he said he talked and it's all good to go. I'm like, well, and he said he's gonna send me an email or something. And I haven't gotten that. So I don't want to do anything until I get that. So you know what? I'll reach out to him and say, hey, can I get that email? The saying that it's okay with council and city to do this. And I think actually after we look at the financing stuff, it's still something we want to do. Maybe we reconsider. That's where I'm at. You guys have any comment on that? So next item, I will reach out to Frank and get that from the city, from him.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? We can take some feedback in our next public comments. All right, new business financial review. All right. Since we don't no longer get these little reports provided to us, I went and printed some out.
Well, they're provided just digitally.
I know it's 300 some pages,
Well,
but I highlighted some stuff. And but you get one and you can pass that behind you. Maybe the folks behind you might want to take a look. Maybe share that. Same thing. This is all found on the internet. So
actually,
now, if you look at the last page of the agenda, this is a spreadsheet that was submitted by me to the city when we had to do our budget last year. So what I did is I went through this report, this is a financial thing, and it has the different categories that our budget is based on. All right, at the top, it basically talks about the revenue side, which is from the, the underwriting and stuff, and it's the same amount that they maybe you heard me say this amount before, 12,000 a year, basically 1,000 a month, give or take, is what we anticipated coming in. And so that'd be 25 grand for 2 years worth. And then we would offset that with, our whole budget I put in 131. And so if they brought in 25, well, within our budget, we only need 106 thereabout. Okay, and that's what I put in. But if you look at the sheet, now the first 2 pages is the revenue side. So the first one is the radio station fees, and they put in 6,000 for the budget. And this part's confusing. I need to look at it some more because I don't know why. Hopefully it's negative because maybe 8,000 has been paid into it, but that's not really I need to find out why, because looking through that each month on that, it goes from like 12 like positive, like still owe $1,250, and all of a sudden it goes to a negative amount between May and June for some reason. And so I'll get some more details on that. So just move on past that. We'll get to that. But basically, I can see Butch, that money's coming in, which is great. You know, we saw some good donations coming in there. The next category, the second page under donation, put 8,000. There's just nothing in there. That usually it comes in that first category on the first page. So I don't know why they have 8,000 on there. But you get to the expense side, where I highlight where it starts. Now these match up to the categories on the spreadsheet. The thing is, the city put in a higher budget than I requested. Hey, that's a good thing, I guess. Because if you turn that page on the last thing, you'll see the budget amount for our entire budget is 144,600. Okay, which is more than the 131,500 that we forecasted we'd be spending. And that's not even including the 25,000 that the underwriting would come in. So each category, if you look like office operating suspense, there's 7,600 budgeted for it. Okay, nothing's been submitted under it yet. That's fine. We have a budget. I put 8,000, but the city put 7,600. Well, that's close, I guess. Small tools, I put down 2,000. The city put, well, you probably need 8,000. Okay. Well, right now we've only spent 341. So maybe what I'm getting is we're under budget on every category, which is great. So even under what I projected, which is even better. So if we look at the professional services, I think they put a budget of 15 grand. We need 10,700. Okay. So, you know, there's some decent amounts used there, but still we're under. This is a quarterly review, by the way. These are quarter numbers. So through June. So it's a 2-year budget. If you take any of these numbers, multiply by 4, that's kind of in the sense where we'd be looking at in 2 years. So not bad. Next one, communications. They put a budget of 7,000. I've had communications at 10.3. So it's under what we have. But currently this year, we've only spent 1,305. So I'm sure there'll be some more coming in there. But that's for tower internet, Verizon, Coast Communications, all kinds of stuff. Next, operating lease. Here's a big one. Okay, what are we spending on the tower? It's 3,604 a month, it looks like. Thereabouts. Is that right? 6? Yeah. So right now, we've spent a total of 20,000, almost $21,000 on the tower rental. We're budgeted for 85,000. Well, 21,000 times 4 is about 84,000. So it's a fixed cost. So that's why the city has us at 85, and I had on there operating lease 85. So that's where we're at right now, 3,600. So if we're able to get a new tower, you know, of course I don't know the details of the lease and how we can get out of it, what kind of terminate early fee we might have to pay. But regardless, if we even get the tower down to 1,500, that's $2,000 a month. I know Marty was saying 1,000, 1,200. I always like to hope for the best, plan for the worst. So even if we get to 1,500, we'd be looking at over $2,000 a month, which is basically $24,000 a year, which is $48,000 we'd say. Okay, so that's our utilities. We're at they put in a budget of 10,000. I requested we needed 7,200. Okay, there's some more increase there, and right now we're at a total of 1,400. So, and then repairs and maintenance, they put in 5,000. Nothing's been spent there. Who knows what's going to pop up? I put down 2,000, and then dues and subscription, which is fixed cost, BMI, all that fun stuff. They put in 7,000, and right now we are just at 2,200. I know some bigger ones come in August, BMI, stuff like that. So what it comes down to is basically we in a total have spent $30,245. Okay, multiply that times 4, that'd be 30,000. Yeah. So I mean, they put a budget of 144.6, and so we're just under a quarter of that. So we're on pace to be under budget, but so that's my overall look at it. So there's certainly be some costs for the new tower. There's still fixed costs that don't go away. You know, because I know in the NIMBA and stuff, let's take over some stuff. I know you probably have. That's probably why a lot of the small tools and stuff right there.
You're under budget.
What's that?
That's one reason you're under.
One, but the other thing is just these other costs and stuff.
Well,
haven't come in.
Working with the city right now, with
Sure.
North Beach Independent Media is getting an MOU out that North Beach Independent Media will take over most of all the expenses except for building maintenance. That includes the tower rental, the license fees, the subscriptions, and those and utilities. Okay, those are pretty much fixed fees every year. You can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much all the license fees are all the same every year, so that budget would be really easy for them to take out. But we figure we'll be saving somewhere around, from the city's budget, around $24,000 a year. By doing this, and we don't have to give the money back at the end of the financial thing, so we get to keep them.
Mhm.
Okay. So we can actually build on it and save some money and move forward with it. Eventually, as we get more money, we're gonna take on more responsibility. We do less and less from the taxpayers in the city here.
Sure.
That's the whole idea, is to reduce our commitment from the city.
Is that, I just have I guess a general question. Is that a subject that should be a decision by the board to make that move? From the city to?
You're just advisory.
This advisory.
Yeah.
So is
You
that,
can make a recommendation, but the cities, it's the cities, they can do what they want.
right? I just wonder if that's, maybe that would be appropriate that the board then make that recommendation.
We had a meeting with Frank and Sarah and Scott. Were you in that meeting? Yeah, and Nicole was there. We laid out how it works right now. We're kind of starting out at the small end, and hopefully as we grow, we can take up more responsibility.
When you say grow, you mean raise your rates, right?
As we get more income coming in, right? I'm not the biggest fan for having church services, but it is a good income to come in. That's one thing we gotta look at. It doesn't hurt any programming that we got going. Takes out some old time radio programs is all it does. So, but that's something the board would take a look at with the city and how that turns out, but that's extra income. We're always looking for more income to come in.
Well, I think you gotta make that presentation to the board so that we can get all the facts.
So when I get the MO and I get to see it and
Or even before, to help you to get the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
The board suggests this as well.
I think it's gotta go in front of the city council, doesn't it? Yeah, after we get it written up.
Yeah, but where the
But
recommendations.
see, it's just like, right now, we do a city council meeting. Okay, it's $250. We get a check, don't even open the envelope, turn around, and just give it back to the city. This way we can bill it through North Beach Independent Media and we can deposit that money. That's $6,000 a year. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that we're working on right now just to get it to come out. And it's actually in the city's hands now to write up the MO, then we'll review it, then it'll go to the city council. And you guys will be advised about it. So what happens. But I think it's a good move for the radio station. Otherwise, we keep adding all this money, asking the city budget. You remember last time when we asked all this money from the city council?
Well, we asked for like 25% less than the last budget, so our
Well,
budget.
so you're looking
That's
at,
because the tower.
yeah, the tower is involved in it, and there was like, well, I forgot what it was, $160,000 we were asking for or something like that. And as this goes on, we'll ask less and less money from the city. So actually it saves the taxpayers money because we're gonna go out and earn the money ourselves.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people know though, that we want lower on our budget.
Yeah.
And we go the opposite direction, so.
Well, we're hoping that we can present a budget to the city every 2 years. It's really a reasonable budget that doesn't. Right now it looks really bad when you say, because the tower rental is the biggest thing on it. Is,
Yeah, I mean, we get a new tower, it'll be well under 90 grand.
yeah, and if we, you know,
Without any-
the whole thing is if we can continue to grow. Then maybe we can take it off in the tower expense. If it's only $600 a month, we might be able to do that eventually, right? All these things we can take away from the city budget, which is a good deal for the city.
Sure.
That's what we're
Raise your
working on.
rates.
Well,
They're cheap, they're too cheap, 43 cents on the high end, it's just too cheap.
well, you're talking.
A dollar in front of
Yeah,
it.
I know, but you're talking
Yeah.
small businesses in town.
They'll pay for it. You wouldn't be doing it if they could.
Well, we've dropped off on underwriting so far and you asked for 300. Yeah, well, I'm gonna talk with him too. But
All right.
we're gonna have a staff meeting. We're gonna talk more about trying to get more people involved in going out and help market the station.
All right. Anything else to add there, folks? Anybody? No? No? All right, but overall, we're looking good. We're under even what I forecast a little bit. And she's good news with Marty, certainly helps, so. Good, so, all right, let's move on. Back to just open discussion, I guess. Is anything else to add? You guys good? All right, back to public communications. We'll give 3 minutes. If anybody has anything else to say, sorry, anybody in the room. Mr. Dooley?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If you exit the tower that we're in right now and you bring it back here, your signal, the Ocean Shores, how much will that cost you to move whatever equipment you have up there?
It's not a whole lot of equipment to move.
Well,
We have to move a shed. We have to like set the
there's
shed.
gonna be some
Yeah,
cost
there's
to
some
that
cost,
because we gotta climb the tower, get someone to climb the tower, take off the microwave off of there and the antenna off the
Yeah.
tower. We gotta empty the shed out, which has our transmitter and all that stuff. in
Build a
it.
new shed here.
And then get up there, get the shed moved from there and down to here. There's gonna be some cost to it, yeah. But in the long run, if you can save a couple $1,000s a month on the rental,
Yeah.
it shouldn't take too long to pay for it. So,
Yeah. We'll have to add that for next month. Ask Marty. Marty would have a good answer.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Marty mentioned getting a construction. Is he talking about taking the equipment off the tower up north and putting it in a tower here?
Yes.
No, well, that's part of it, but it's really about what needs to happen here
Right.
to make the tower work. So I think most of it's getting the right infrastructure and whatever's needed.
Oh, the construction permits for this tower.
Yeah, for the new tower here, because we have to put a little
Well,
pole.
we use the same equipment from.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yes, we just move it down.
And the construction permit is a form by the FCC that says, we wanna put it over here, what do you think? And then they kind of go, okay, so you got 3 years to.
It
Get
doesn't
together.
mean new equipment.
No, we're gonna reuse everything we have.
It's all about mathematics and a signal thing, and so then you gotta find the equipment to match that black line that you had said. So maybe you can't use the same antenna in the middle to be reconfigured, you may have to get a different one.
We have we already have another antenna if that one.
Yeah, we have a new transmitter.
But you have to get the right configuration. So
Maybe a pole will go higher and stuff
to
too.
match that area.
Well, I think we have it. Marty says the one we got sitting in plastic wrap that we'd never use is will probably be a
Yeah.
pretty good antenna. But the cost is just moving. It's
Yeah,
not,
basically.
yeah, it's not buying new equipment.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be a little new setup for battery backup or a new generator or something like that.
Well,
Small stuff.
At least it's here, it's not up
Yeah,
on the
we
hill,
don't
I guess.
have that. We don't really have emergency backup up there at the other tower.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're kind of restricted from American Tower, what we can put up there, right? Down here, we won't have that same restriction. We can actually figure out some kind of
And you're
generators.
Send the mayor over, he's a
Yeah.
electrician.
You're close to it, so you can maintain.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, it's this is.
You ever try to get up that tower up there? It's not an easy tower to get to.
Anybody else in the room have a public comment? Yes, sir.
Can I get some clarity on something that was said? He is suggesting, wanting to return money to the taxpayers, if I understood correctly. Right?
Oh, I'm not asking as much money from the taxpayers.
Okay, all right. yeah.
Okay, I mean, they've already got a budget. What we're talking about doing is taking over a lot of the expenses. Okay, so, it'd be less money we would be taking from the city.
Okay,
Okay, so actually the city benefits in that way.
okay, then why was the suggestion to raise your rates?
I just look at the overall cost of the radio station and honestly, I thought they were charging a lot more for the city. It's a kind of messy situation because really it's the city's resource is the time that is sold to people out there. You know, the 10 seconds of knowledge. And so North Beach Independent Media, a separate entity, since the city can't pay commissions and stuff for people selling time, so North Beach Independent Media sells the time and then turns around and pays a donation. Comes back in, and my thing is like, hey, we need to get this audited and stuff, but still, the donations coming in is about 1,000 a month on average, and that's why I put that in there to offset. So I'm just saying, well, I thought they were charging more for the rates, but really the rate's only like 43 cents on the high end to like 28 cents. So I'm just saying, if you want to take over more, raise your rates, so you got more money. Because really, I look at North Virginia P as a nonprofit advertising agent. And I think that the station should have a flat rate and say, hey, if you're gonna pay for any time that's sold by anybody, it's 28 cents a minute, I think is what I figured out for now. But so that's my comment, was just that, hey, you know, if North Virginia P wants to pay for more, great, raise your rates so you can pay for more. You know, because I don't think there's a whole lot there that they're really making right now. Yeah, you betcha.
Here. Okay, this is what we charge. Okay, this is for underwriting or sponsorship. That usually you want to- Okay, and not advertising. You can't advertise as a nonprofit.
That's divided by the number of spots divided by the cost equals how much per spot.
The most expensive one we got is 5 recorded acknowledgement daily. For 1 year, it's $850. That's the most expensive one we've got. The most one people take is, most people take the 4 recorded acknowledgement, 6 months, 300. That's about 80% of what the people.
Guess we're still in discussion.
But you can't even go to a commercial station and pay a week for that. Or we pay 6 months. The difference is they can advertise, we can't advertise. They can talk about prices and.
Come on down, do call to actions.
We can't do that. We can get your information out. And it's pretty darn cheap. But it's hard enough trying to sell the small stores in town. $300 to them is a lot of money. Especially when they're trying to get all their money in the summertime so they can survive through the winter time. So. Raising the rates, we raised them this last year. They were even cheaper than this last year. But this year we raised them again.
You want back.
You can keep that if you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I have others. Anybody else have a couple comments? Really? We're good. On online, Don, do you have anything for us? Mr. Williams, find your mute button there. Do you have anything?
Yeah,
for
I
us?
got it. No, nothing at all. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Don. I'll probably hear you tonight. Jane, how about you?
Yeah, I just wanted to lay a couple thoughts in on the pay to pray, and I think it is good if you get a presentation put together and send it to council. So, you know, you mentioned that you were told you don't have to get public comment, which you maybe don't, but it's always good to get that public comment. Hearing the other thoughts, ideas, and views might bring forward even more ideas. But I would like to see public comment on it to see what kind of things come about. So just my opinion. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Jane.
See, Jane,
Yeah.
can you stick around a little bit after the meeting's over? I got a couple questions I want to ask you, but I don't want to do it during the meeting.
You'll have to ask Nicole about that because she's operating the microphone. So
Well, it's just a quick question.
as long as Nicole agrees, that's fine with me.
All right, next. That's it. Future meeting date, next Tuesday, August 26th, right back here at 10:30. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
That's it.